And can you get from him, by no drift of circumstance, get from him why he puts on this confusion, grading so harshly all his days of quiet, with turbulent and dangerous lunacy?
He does not confess he feels himself distracted, but from what he will by no means speak.
Nor do we find him for to be sounded, but with a crafty madness keeps aloof, when we would bring him on to some confession of his true state.
Did he receive you well?
Most like a gentleman.
But with much force of his disposition.
Niggard of question, but of our demands, most free in his reply.
Did you essay him to any pastime?
Madame, it so fell out that certain players we are on the way of these we told him. To hear of it, they are about the court, and as I think they have already ordered this night to play before him.
'Tis most true, and he beseeched me to entreat your majesties to hear and see the matter.
With all my heart, and it doth much content me to hear him so inclined. Good gentlemen, give him a further edge, and drive his purpose on to these delights.
We shall, my lord.
Sweet Gertrude, leave us two, for we have closely sent for Hamlet hither, that he, as 'twere by accident, may hear affront Ophelia, her father and myself, lawful espousals. So will bestow ourselves that, seeing unseen, we may on their encounter frankly judge, and gather by him as he is behaved. If it be the affliction of his love or no, thus he suffers for.
I shall obey you. And for your part, Ophelia, I do wish that your good beauties be the happy cause of Hamlet's wildness. So shall I hope your virtues will bring him to his wanton way again, to both your honors.
Madame, I wish it may. Ophelia, walk you here. Gracious, so please you, we will bestow ourselves. Read on this book. That show of such an exercise may colour your loneliness. We are oft to blame in this. 'Tis too much proved that with our devotion's visage and pious action we do sugar over the devil himself.
Oh, 'tis too true. How smart a lash that speech doth give my conscience. The harlot's cheek, beautified with plastering art, is not more ugly to the thing that helps it than is my deed to my most painted word. Oh, heavy burden!
I hear him coming. Let us withdraw, my lord.
To be or not to be? That is the question. Whether there's noble in mind to suffer, the slings and arrows of outrageous fortune, or to take arms against a sea of troubles, and by opposing, end them, to die, to sleep, no more. And by sleep to say we end, the heartache and the thousand natural shocks, that flesh is here too, 'tis a consummation. Devoutly to be wished, to die, to sleep. To sleep. Perchance to dream. Aye, that is the rub. In that sleep of death, what dreams may come, when we have shuffled off this mortal coil, must give us pause. There's the respect. That makes calamity so long of life. For who would bear the whips and scorns of time, the oppressor's wrong, the proud man's contumely, the pangs and despised love, the law's delay, the insolence of office, and the spurs, the patient merit of the unworthy takes, when he himself might his question make, when with a bare balkin who would faddles bear to grunt and sweat of something after death? The undiscovered country from whom born no traveller returns, puzzled the will and makes us rather bear those ill wills we have than to fly to others that we know not of. Thus consequence makes cowards of us all, and thus the native hue resolution is sickled over with the pale cast of thought. Enterprises of great pith and moment, with this regard the currents turn away, and lose the name of action. Soft you now, the fair Ophelia, nymph, in thy Orson, by all my sins remembered.
Good my lord, how does your honor for this many a day?
I humbly thank you. Well.
Lord, I have remembrance of yours that I have longed to redeliver. I pray you, now receive them.
No, not I never gave you aught.
My honored lord, you know right well you did, and with them words so sweet breath composed, as made the things more rich, the perfume lost. Take these again, for to the noble mind, rich gifts wax poor, when given prove unkind. There, my lord.
Are you honest?
My lord?
Are you fair?
What means your lordship?
Aye, truly, for the powers of beauty will sooner transform honesty from what it is to a bawd, and then the force of honesty can translate beauty into his likeness. This was sometimes a paradox, but now the time gives it proof. I did love you once.
Indeed, my lord, you made me believe so.
You should not have believed me, for virtue cannot so insulate our old stock, but we shall relish of it. I love you not.
I was the more deceived.
Get thee to a nunnery. Why should thou be a breed of sinners? I am myself indifferent, honest, but yet I could accuse me of such things that it were better my mother had not borne me. I'm very proud, revengeful, and arrogant, with more offences at my beck than I have thought to put them in, imagination to give them shape, or the time to act then in. What should such fellows as I do crawling between earth and heaven? We are errant knaves all, believe none of us. Go thy ways to a nunnery. Where's your father?
At home, my lord.
Let the doors be shut upon him, that he may play the fool nowhere but in his own home. Farewell.
Oh, help from you, sweet heavens.
If thou dost marry, I'll give thee this plague for thy dowry. But thou as chaste as ice, as pure as snow, thou shalt not escape calumny. Get thee to a nunnery. Go, farewell. Or, if thou wit needs, marry a fool, for wise men know well enough what monsters you make of them. To a nunnery, go, and quickly too. Farewell.
Oh, heavenly powers, restore him.
I have heard of your paintings too. Well enough. God has given you a face, and you make yourselves another. You jig may amble. You amble. And you lisp and nickname God's creatures and make your wantonness your ignorance. Go to, I'll no more on't, it hath made me mad. I say we will have no more marriages. Those that are married already, all but one, shall live. The rest keep as they are. To nunnery, go!
Oh, what a noble mind is here overthrown! The courtiers, soldiers, scholars, eye, tongue, sword, the expectancy and rose the mold of form, the observed of all observers, quite down, and I of ladies most deject and wretched, that suck the honey out of his music vows. Now see that noble of most sovereign reasons, like sweet bells jangled out of tune and harsh, that unmatched form and feature of blown youth, blasted with ecstasy. Oh, woe is me, to have seen all I have seen, see what I see.
Love, his affections do not that way tend. Nor what he spake, though it lacked form a little, was not like madness. There's something in his soul over which his melancholy sits on brood. And I do doubt the hatch and the disclose will be some danger, for which to prevent I have, in quick determination, thus set it down. He shall with speed to England for the demand of our neglected tribute. Haply the seas and countries different with variable objects shall expel this something settled matter in his heart. Whereon his brains still beating put him thus from fashion of himself. What think ye ought?
It shall do well. But yet do I believe the origin and commencement of his grief sprung from neglected love. How now, Ophelia? You need not tell us what Lord Hamlet said. We heard it all. My lord, do as you please. But if you hold it fit, after the play, let his queen mother all alone entreat him to show his grief. Let her be round with him, and I'll be placed, so please you, in the ear of all their conference. If she find him not, to England send him, or confine him where your wisdom shall think best.
It shall be so. Madness in great ones must not unwatched go.
How now, Ophelia?
Sorry.
It's been going for 12 seconds.